Once again, we welcome you back to the Bowling Green State University Ice Arena between periods 2 and 3 of tonight's CCHA quarterfinal contest. I'm Glen, Cerney, and joining us now, a gentleman that we had the opportunity to chat with earlier in the season about Falcon Club, Chris Ritrievi, the Acting Director of Athletic Development. Welcome to our broadcast tonight of Falcon Hockey on Channel 5A.
Thanks again, Glenn.
You know, every time we talk to you or Jim Trieger or anyone, there's always a lot of things going on, and always enjoy chatting with you and bringing Falcon fans up to date on the latest developments. And I understand Tuesday we're having a get-together up in Toledo.
That's right. The Falcon Club of Toledo will be sponsoring a luncheon at the Toledo Club. Featured speakers will be Jerry York and John Weinert. They'll bring us up to date on any playoff action if we're fortunate enough to continue. And they'll also bring us up to date on how the recruiting's going. Should be a very good one.
Now, you know, I got on Jim Trieger's case last night when he said, if we're there. We've made the assumption already that the Falcon basketball team's going to be at Centennial Hall on Thursday, and the Falcon hockey team's going to be up at Joe Louis on Friday and Saturday. So we'll keep it on a positive note and say they will be talking about the tournament activities. How's that Toledo Falcon Club going? How many members do you have right now?
It's going very well. We have just shy of 200 members up there. And the way we feel, it's about to explode. It's been at about 200 members for a couple of years, and people are just getting used to our activities. They're active, and we think that this year, in this year's fund drive, which starts the week of April 29th, they're just going to explode, and we should end up with 300, maybe 400 members up in the Toledo area.
Before we get to that fund drive, I'd once again like to check out what time and where is the place of that Tuesday luncheon.
We'll be up at the Toledo Club in the Corinthian Room at noon in the Toledo Club.
Now, you know, we talked about the fundraiser, and with all the talk about NCAA investigations and everything, you might wonder, and you have to kind of watch carefully what you're doing. But the Falcon Club does a great deal to help promote and also help sustain many of the Falcon programs. Am I correct?
That's true. We keep a very close eye on what we do. The university, the athletic department, and the Mid-America Conference and CCHA in general do. They're very, very clean conferences, and we're no different.
Let me ask you a question about one of the complaints that you might get, I'm sure you do, is, hey, my son or daughter played on whatever team, the women's softball team, played on one of the teams. I'd like to give money to that program. Can it be done through the Falcon Club?
You can designate money through the Falcon Club to a specific sport. Generally, we like to see that undesignated dollar come in, because the undesignated dollar goes to that grant and aid fund, which helps every one of our teams. We think it's much more effective.
Let's talk about the April fundraiser that gets going. That's really the big time of the year for you to sign up Falcon Club members.
We'll be kicking off our drive up in the Toledo area the week of April 29th, and we will be going on for 4 weeks. Sally Metzger is our drive chairman. She did an outstanding job last year, and we count on the same this year.
I'm sure if there's any members out there that would like to get involved in the fundraiser, you'd be more than welcome to get them involved, right?
Absolutely. They can call down to the Falcon Club. We're in the athletic department, 372-2401, and let us know that they would like to get involved, and we'll pass it along to Sally, and I'm sure she'll contact them.
Is the Falcon Club working along with the athletic department on the possible trip, depending on what happens here tonight, to Joe Louis?
Yes, we have a bus lined up from the Bowling Green area. We are taking reservations at this time. Even tonight at this game, we'll be taking reservations. So we're pretty confident, my previous comment notwithstanding, that we will be at Joe Louis next week.
We straightened out Jim Trieger last night. We're getting Chris squared away right now. Falcon Club, you've been here for about a year now, joined last summer, and what's your impression of how things are going? Are you accomplishing the things you would like to have when you joined the Falcon Club?
Well, Glenn, we had kind of an up-and-down year, very much like some of our athletics teams. We've raised more money than we ever have before. We had a very ambitious goal, and I think that in the next year we'll even make more strides toward that goal.
You talked about 400 members in the Toledo Club. We should also mention that anyone perhaps visiting the Toledo area from around the state, there are some other state chapters as well that you're trying to get going.
That's true. We're in Cleveland, and we're also down in west central Ohio in the Lima area.
How many members do you look to pick up there in the next year?
Well, Cleveland is a tremendously bountiful area as far as Bowling Green alumni are concerned. We're looking at about 10,000 alumni. In the coming years, I think that chapter should probably be our largest. Down in the Lima area, we could probably get up to probably in the 200 area.
You know, in the past, I know there's been golf outings and other things going on with the Falcon Club in the summer activities. Do you have any leads on what will be happening during the non-Falcon athletic months? It's hard to believe here we are in February and it's been nonstop for how many months that there is a lull in the Falcon schedule.
Well, right now we're planning for the athletic department for our Pro-Am golf outing on May the 20th. Throughout the summer, we'll have our traditional Falcon Club men's golf scramble and our Ladies' Day golf outing down here in Bowling Green. So we do have a full complement of activities through the summer, and then we'll kick right back into football season in August.
If we can, let's again recap, because Tuesday there's an activity up at Toledo with the Toledo Falcon Club and a luncheon. What's the details on that again?
That's right. Falcon Club of Toledo luncheon on Tuesday at noon at the Toledo Club. Jerry York and John Weiner will be our featured speakers. If you would like to make a reservation, you can call down to the athletic department at 372-2401.
And I know also you're looking forward to April and everyone renewing their Falcon Club memberships, and it might not be a bad idea to invite someone else to join, right?
Absolutely.
Chris Ritrievi, we thank you for joining us, and hopefully we'll be seeing you at Centennial Hall on Thursday night with the Falcon basketball game, and of course at Joe Louis on Friday and Saturday for the Falcon hockey activity.
I hope so.
Chris Ritrievi, the acting director of the athletic department fundraising division, joining us between periods 2 and 3 here tonight at Bowling Green State University. I'm Glen Cerney. More Falcon hockey action coming up in just a moment. On the ground with it. Falcons hold it against the board. Trying to regain it. Flames try to move up ice. Knocked down in front. Quick shot saved by Gary Kruzic. And let me tell you something. I've seen Gary Kruzic goaltend a whole lot of games. When he starts playing like this, the opponent loses about 4 goals immediately.
Gary's coming up with a very good game and series so far, and you can tell it's playoff hockey here for Gary.
Like we said last night, he made the comment, 8 more games and we've got ourselves another national championship.
Doesn't seem like that many, does it?
It's 19:45 on the clock, and that's how much time the Falcons have to knock off in order to go to Joe Louis once again. Face-off sent into the corner. Huge pile up. And we will face off again. Midway in the second period, it's Western Michigan 50, University of Toledo 40. And I understand we didn't win the 50-50 again, huh?
No such luck. Hopefully we'll have the opportunity 2 more times this year.
Face-off sent to the blue line. John Treese didn't win either, I understand. So up ice, Scott Pollock sets it to the red line, bouncing along there. Falcons still trying to gain it. Comes in Colin Chin. Chin touches it once, deflected off the board. Natashak after it. Mike touches it, comes back behind, rattles around behind. Natashak trying to get it. Regan pokes it over. Mike picks it up. Natashak sends it long. Icing should be called. It will. With a break in the action, let's pause for 30 seconds. Our score, 5-1 Falcons. Face-off, Falcons send it out of the zone. Here comes Paul Easbear. Easbear on a foot race. He's got Urban with him. Sends it around to Rob. They want to go out front. Randerson can't make the connection. Knocked against the board. Huglen. Easbear sends it back behind. Randerson looking for it but couldn't get it. Armstrong being penned up now. He takes a hit. Knutson, good to see him back on the ice. He's the one that was taken off very cautiously. And it's up on top. Claggett sets it in front. Bounces over one stick. Finally sent out of the zone. Claggett retreating now as Nelson picks it up, cranks it off of Claggett. Doug stops, puts the brakes on, comes out, feeds it off onto the right side. Randerson. Randerson starts it up. He sends it long. Chasing after it is Paul Easbear. Getting to it, however, is Huglen. Huglen takes a hit behind the net. Randerson trying to cover up. Whistle sounds. Wayne, even though the Falcons have a comfortable lead, they've got to start working on these lines. With the loss of George Roll, things were kind of upended. They've gotten through this weekend, but the competition certainly doesn't get easier.
That's for sure. As each weekend from here on in is going to get tougher and tougher as the weaker teams are weeded out and the strong teams are still there, and you got a lot to face. So I think you'll also see Jerry York play a lot more of his fourth line in this period here, as he has done so far this game.
Face-off, sent behind the net, working it up, and Pollock makes the touch on it. Pollock backs up, sends it over onto the side. Barber eludes one check, still trying to control it, gets hit a couple more times. Finally says, hey, you can have it, it's not worth it. Mersch picks it up. Mersch on the far side, Alexander sends it long, dribbles behind the net. Pullis up with it, sets it in behind. Williams takes it. Jeff put it against the board, couldn't get it across the blue line, fighting back after it. Natashak will help out at the circle. On the near side, Pollock ahead to Barber. Barber deflects it long. It'll carry him into the zone. Jeff Williams, never say die, Jeff. Majic takes it away, however. And here comes Majic right up the middle, drops it behind Pullis. Pullis left it behind, held in by the Flames. They backhanded in down deep. We're going to get a late call on the Falcons, and finally Hickey sees it. It's sent back. That would have counted had it gone in. The Falcons will not be able to score right now, however. Jamie Wansborough trying to put the touch on it. Does. The whistle sounds. It'll be a Flame power play as Natashak goes off with a break in the action. Let's pause for 30 seconds. 5-1 Bowling Green.
Cross-checking, time the penalty, 2:52.
Sent behind the net, the Falcons send it around behind. It'll go the length of the rink. They're killing the penalties. No icing will be called. Picking it up, Nelson behind the net. Chin skates through, picks it up. Chin starts up ice. Chin, middle of the rink, still with it. Chin upended at the blue line. Falcons send it out. Nice play there as who else? Jamie Wansborough touches it over. Retreating, trying to pick it up. Regan harassing the whole way as he goes after Rusinski. Rusinski comes across. Rusinski still with it. Stood up by Flickle. Todd takes it away. Fans on it, trying to get it. Sets it off onto the side. Falcons send it long. Icing will be called. We'll get line changes for Bowling Green. 1:05 left to go on the man advantage for the Flames. Up ice, they fire long again. It'll be Todd Flickle who picks it up. Has some skating room. Works with it. Now just sends it over to Gribble. Gribble just dumps it in. 50 seconds left on the man advantage. Nelson scoops it up. Feeds it ahead. Majic ahead. Majic breaking in, stood up. Kruzic is going to sit on it. 40 seconds left on the man advantage. Michigan State 5-1. After 2, that's 9-4 now. As that one appears to be settled. 2 games next weekend at Joe Louis. And the championship will be decided. Pollock on the face-off. Picked up Majic, trying to skate in, sets it in front, knocked out of there by Flickle. It's for Savic, settling it behind. Tipped around, comes back out on top. Hits it. Huskren, shot taken loose in front. Falcons set it out across the blue line. Nice cover up by the defense. Gary Kruzic giving up the rebound, but the Falcons saying no. Send it way long. Gary Kruzic ices this one himself. Should have gone in, huh? Behind the net. Comes up. Moving up there, Majic. Majic with a head of steam. Wanted to crank the shot, leaves it behind. Falcons back at full strength. Behind the net, Flames controlling, set in front. Almquist was there, no luck for Mr. Almquist this time. Here comes Versavic, sends it in. Gribble gives chase. Behind net, Klink there. Checking Almquist, set right up. Hickey knocks it out. Here come the Flames. 4-on-2, if they can hurry. They lose it to a 4-on-3. Moving in, Knutson, a shot, save, Kruzic. Gary gets back. It's deflected wide on the rebound, and Meharry picks it up. Meharry starts up ice. Nice move by Bryan. Meharry moves it ahead. Cranks a shot. Hickey has it go wide. Bounces right in front. Barber backhands it wide again. Jeff Williams trying to come after it. No luck for Jeff. Again, firing it up ahead to Knutson. Knutson off to Stazak. Stazak runs into Almquist, and the Flames are able to hold it in because he bounced in the right direction. Flickel over to Barber. Barber looking for some help. Clay get in there as well. Meharry now trying to get the freeze. Still loose. Barber will pick it up along the near board. Big guy just puts the body in there and says, try to take it. With the freeze, let's pause for 30 seconds. Our score, Falcons 5 and the Flames 1. Meharry behind the net with Pollock. Give it to Barber. We're in the Falcon zone. They're trying to get it long. Deflected away by Cronin. Did the only thing he could do. And it's picked up. We're going to have a delayed call. Falcons will be in the penalty box again.
Brian Meharry being sent off with an elbow or a high sticky, one of the two.
And you can be part of the thrills and excitement of the Mid-American Conference Basketball Tournament at Centennial Hall Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. That's March 7th, 8th, and 9th. Tickets are available at the Chamber of Commerce offices in Toledo as well as at Centennial Hall. So even though the Falcons aren't in there, may want to join in the fun. Speaking of the Rockets, however, they're coming back 62-61 late in the second. 13:36 to play here. Another power play for the Flames. Face off. Falcons control it. They'll take it back into their own end and then dump it long. Versavich watching, trying to hold up Klink. Klink leaves it at his own blue line, has to come back and retrieve it. He starts up ice. Klink upended, offside call on the Flames. Some bumping going on the far side. Pollock and Klink.
Klink a little bit outsized there.
Yeah, and he wisely skated away, you notice. It's 3 of 8 for the Flames on the power play tonight. This is their 9th attempt. Is that right? Not sure if it is or not. Face off, can't be. I'm off someplace here. That's last night. Face off, sent long. 0 of 7. Comes ahead. How did I get that? Bounces against the board. Majic picks it up. Majic along the blue line to Huskren. Huskren starts up ice. Huskren's got some speed. Cranks a shot. Kruzic watches it go wide. Held in at the blue line by Klink. Gribble puts the hit on him. Leave it up on top for Sinski. Skating in. Fires a shot. Off wide. Rebound. Knutson had it briefly. He'll slide it through to Huskren. Falcons. Pollock picks it up. Scott still working on it. Set it out on top. Majic. Majic waiting. Majic sets it down to Knutson. Knutson. Kruzic is without a stick, by the way. Knutson's got it. Kruzic without the stick. They try to knock it over toward him. Gary goes to pick it up and gets back in. They skate in on him. Puts it behind the net. It rolls off onto the side. Back toward the net. Deflected wide. Hit twice. Falcons. Versavich will send it long. Guerin hits it the length of the rink. And there's just 35 seconds left on the Flames' 7th power play opportunity of the night. Huskren sets it long. Falcons intercept. Here's Wansbrough. Jamie will loft it in, and they'll chase after it. Both Regan and Wansbrough going in deep for it. It's along the board, frozen there with 22 seconds left in the Flame power play. The face-off will come to the left of Jim Hickey.
I think the writing's on the wall here for the Flames. Looks like they're going to be unsuccessful again and scoring on another power play opportunity. I believe they're 0 for what?
7 tonight.
0 for 7.
Been a long one for them, right?
Going to be that much longer going home too.
Yeah. On the bright side, they
do pick up an hour on the way back. Face off, set up along the board. Wansbro checks there. We're down to 14 seconds. Up ice, knocked against the board. Back behind the net, Claggett hits it hard, wanted to send it, could not. Set there again. Claggett again up with it. Doug gets knocked down. 1 second left. Penalties expired. Flames applying some pressure now. Chin sets it behind. Meharry there. Knocks it out on top. Quick shot taken. Goes wide. Bounces out to the point again. Alexander trying to control. Set it out on top. They knock it out of their own zone. The Falcons chase after it. Flames get it. Knock it back down low into the Falcon zone. Claggett with it. Claggett can't control. Urban up with it. Urban bounces it against. Wansbro takes. Wansbro to Easbear. Knocked long. Retreating again is Alexander. Alexander comes to the near side. Work it up ice once again. Here come the Flames. They send it long. Kruzic puts the stop on it. Controlled by Randerson. Randy sets it off onto the side. Easbear up on the wing. Right side to the red line against the board and into the Flame zone. Urban trying to chase after it. He goes down hard. How he didn't at least get the wind knocked out of him on that hit, I'm not sure. Goes around behind the net. Natashak, he gets clobbered going into the boards. It pops loose to Randerson with 10.5 minutes to play. Bowling Green up tonight by a 5-1 margin. Easbear carries it in. Easbear being worked on, sets it in front. Got men falling down all over. Natashak gives it off to Easbear. Again going after it is Holmquist. Randerson takes him out. Go to Urban, off to Pollock, moving in. Natashak shoots, save. And it goes behind to Pollock, off to Easbear. Randerson pops it, it goes off a defenseman wide again. In the corner, Randerson. Pollock puts it toward net. Easbear gives back. Randerson in front, shoots and fans. Up off the ceiling, we're going to have a Flame penalty. And Easbear goes after him and puts it down low. Falcons with the man advantage. Urban picks it up. Urban feeds over to Barber. Barber waiting. Barber on top. Meharry back to Duncan. Again to Meharry. Meharry off Urban. Urban on top. Meharry to Duncan near side. From the left they go to Wansboro. Gets it right back from Duncan. Jamie skates up with it. Feeds back Duncan. Again to Meharry. Trying to work, I think, a little bit on the passing here. They set it in front. Quick shot taken. It goes wide. Urban being yanked down from behind. The Flames will be able to send it. We're going to get a penalty called as Armstrong's going to go off. Channel 5A starting Saturday, March 23rd. We'll have the girls basketball beginning at 11 a.m. and the other divisions following. And then on March 30th, the boys basketball state championships. Falcons with a two-man advantage now for 118. Easbear sends it toward the blue line, gets it back at the red line. Urban moves onside. Wansbro skating up with it, feeds it off onto the side, loses it, and it's sent long by the Flames. They retreat after it. Duncan to pick it up. Waiting, leaves it, and it's controlled by Easbear, who's back on now. Easbear starts it up. Easbear carries it in. Easbear will follow it all the way down behind the net. Paul going the length of the rink. Knocked up by the Falcons, out to Urban. Duncan hits Randerson. Randy skating in, feeds back to Urban. Give it back. Randerson cranks the shot. No, rebound. Going to be cleared by the Flames. 30 seconds remaining on the two-man advantage. Ian Duncan starts it up ice. Flames down by 2 men and down by 6 goals. Duncan poked away as he came through, cleared by the Flames again. Falcons, Regan controls it in his own end. Middle of the rink, carries it up, still with it. Regan shovels it off onto the side. Working is Wansbro behind the net. Jamie still with it. Wansbro off to Randerson to Duncan. Back to Randerson. They get a man back. Just a one-man advantage now. Randerson, a quick shot, deflected wide. Duncan is able to get to it. Urban picks it up, tried to set it into the middle. Picked up, here come the Flames. One-on-one, Colin Chin against Rob Urban. And it goes through to Kruzic, who's able to shovel it off to Randerson. 7.5 minutes to go. Urban trying to dump it over for Gribble. Gribble will send it in. It rolls behind the net. 12 seconds left on the man advantage for the Falcons. Again controlled by Knutson. Knutson starts up ice, retreats back in, going to kill the penalty here. 3 seconds left, 2. The Flames back at full strength as we approach the 7-minute mark. Up ahead, driving is Huskred. He sets it in long. Knutson breaking in, broken up, shot, and into the pads of Kruzic, returned by the Falcons. Against the board, they set it long, knocked back in, offside called on the Flames. Rolling around at center ice, Alexander up with it. Alexander sends it in. Kruzic makes the glove on it, comes back, Gribble. Feeds ahead, Darren Forsavich, I think, just got clobbered with an elbow. And the Flames touch it. The penalty will be upcoming, and another Falcon goes down. Scott Bilesma being hit from behind. You know, Bowling Green again, you just got to skate away now. You've got this one in hand. Don't do anything to get you kicked out of next weekend.
Falcons are going to have to play very cautious here. No retaliation, because obviously the Flames are going to be a little bit upset that their season has just come to an end. As we see Darren Alexander being sent off. 3 goals, 12 assists this year.
We haven't had an update from Lawson Arena in Kalamazoo for some time, and I'm curious what's happening there. Usually the Broncos are pretty prompt about calling around. If they were playing in Columbus, we'd have a first period score maybe. It was 3-3 last we heard, giving Ohio State a 7-5 lead. That was after 2. We've got Falcons again with the man advantage. 6:33 left to play in the 3rd period. Face off inside the blue line. Urban can't control it. It's out. Falcons move on side. Pollock starts up ice with it. Pollock sets it in. Offside, Bowling Green.
Scott there sending a couple of guys in on the offside there. When he's that close to the blue line, he's going to have to either dump it or dish it off a lot sooner than what he had done there. Got some different guys out here on the power play. Rob Urban, Andy Gribble, and Don Barber. Harry and Pollock back up the point.
The Rockets trying to climb back into that basketball game, trailing by 2 late in the 2nd. Pick it up, move it around onto the side. On top, feed it over. Gribble wanted it. Shot in front. Urban lunges for it, but can't get it. Giving up just 1 goal and holding the Falcons in, but we've given Gary a couple times. Let's be benevolent about this. Sent long, and Gary Kruzic touches it. Gives it onto the side. Pollock waiting. Pollock starts up. Still with it. Sends it in. Falcons rush in. 1:20 left on the man advantage for Bowling Green. Flames want to freeze it up, and I think the Flames have thrown in the towel and said, let's get rid of the last 5:51, huh?
Surprised they're not trying to speed up this game a little bit with 5:51 remaining.
Let's see what the Falcons do. They've got the power play here for 118. Stazak, Chin, Armstrong, and I would get, well, I won't guess because I can see his number, and it's Huglen. 5:51, and the Falcons are on their way to Joe Louis. Heisbear drops it back. Claggett waiting, steps up. Claggett moves along, comes again. Natashak and Claggett playing catch right down the middle, kicked out of there. You want to say it again tonight?
Kick save and a beauty.
Hey?
Eh?
1:05 left to go. I understand the clubbers that you're coaching like that line, huh?
They like that one, yeah.
The scoreboard telling the story right now, and it's 12-6 overall. Face off into the corner. Regan fighting for it. Heisbear there with him. Get it to Heisbear. Heisbear controlling. Heisbear out to Randerson. Randerson to Claggett. Back over. Natashak waiting. Gets it down. Heisbear. Heisbear to Natashak. Natashak down the middle. Deflected again. Hickey watches it go wide. Regan behind the net with Heisbear. He gets it. Paul in control. Heisbear out to Natashak. Over to Claggett. 37 seconds left on the man advantage. Claggett Feeds off Randerson, back to Claggett. Claggett again, over to Natashak. Mike gets it low. Easebear back on top. Controlled by Natashak. Easebear circle. Back on top, Natashak. Natashak waiting, gives back Easebear. He cranks it wide. Rebound. Claggett again, holding it in. Hit along the board. Randerson trying to help out. They dump it deep. Flames get it back, want to send it long. 10 seconds left on the man advantage. Whistle sounds as we'll face off with those 10 seconds left. 4:43 left to go.
As Joe Louis approaches real soon now. I believe ever since Joe Louis has been in existence as far as being the playoff tournament, Bowling Green has been there.
Falcons and Michigan State haven't missed one yet. We should have a newcomer when Lake Superior joins the quartet. Almquist along the board, check, held in, put toward the net, going to be controlled by Meharry. Meharry on top, Scott Pollock. Pollock a shot into the pads of Hickey, controlled by Almquist. Big hit behind the net on Scott Bilesma, held in by Meharry. Brian loses control of it. Flames started up ice. Williams steals it away. Jeff gives it to Bilesma. Scott moves in, feeds over on Meharry, a shot, save, and Hickey will hold on tight. And Meharry took a shot. Doesn't appear to be feeling real good at the moment, though. Looked like it was the arm. Also had some ice repairs going on. Both teams full strength, 5-1 here. As Bowling Green leads. Falcons, by sweeping this weekend, guarantee themselves at least a 500 record on the season. As they are 2 games on top, and the worst they could do next week is drop 2, which would put them at 500. 5-1, the score. Sean Cronin moves along. And there's always trouble with what you hear and can't verify. Chin along the blue line has to come back. Mersch picks it up. Mersch along the line, bounces it against. And it's Bilesma who takes the hit. Pollock picks it up. Back again to Flickle. Flickle working it around. Flickle sends it out, wants Wansboro. Jamie trying to work in. Bilesma there, and the Falcons playing at center ice. Scott Bilesma takes it, dumps it in, offside. Wansboro still up by 1. Lake Superior appears to have it pretty well wrapped up. Falcons pretty well wrapped up, and Michigan State in command as well. Leading 5-1 tonight. Here's the Falcons, move it over to Duncan, and Duncan cut off by Brian Hart. Wasn't expecting Ian to come that quickly, I guess. Move it along, Almquist. Set it in, Natashak going after it. Natashak along the board to Almquist. Almquist trying to hit Mike, sends him into the boards, piled up, whistle sounds.
As the game has considerably slowed down here tonight, especially this last 5 minutes.
I haven't heard warm up the bus yet, have you?
No, but that'll be coming real soon, I'm sure.
Waiting for the Section H here. Warm up the bus.
I think that's when we hear 1 minute left in the period. We'll be hearing it warm up the bus.
6-goal differential right now as the Falcons are up 12-6 in the total goal series. And we were worried coming into tonight, huh? Face off, tipped away. Here's Bilesma. Scott eludes a man. Bilesma still with it. Cronin handlers him into the board. It's held along there, picked up by Cronin. We got whistles now and everyone hugging. So while they get done being up close and personal, we'll pause for 30 seconds. Our score, Bowling Green 5 and the Flames 1. Go to a running clock. Yeah, Mersch. Mersch and Gribble. Mike Mersch sitting down for 2. Andy Gribble will also have a breather. And I believe Ray Stazak's going to sit down for a couple. 2:57 to go.
And possibly Scott Blisma. I'm not sure on this, but Scott hasn't picked up a point.
Thought he was going to get one. He was coming down on that 2-on-1 and
probably thinking he can't pick up a penalty minute either.
Yeah. I think he served
the hook here.
They did let him serve a bench one, didn't they? Ray Stazak and Mersch, and the Falcons will have the man advantage with 2:57 left.
2 minutes. Time of the penalty, 17:03.
Jerry York still refuses to relax. I think he's worried about getting everyone out alive at this point.
That's right.
The Flames have to be happy with their season. They were picked to go nowhere and find themselves in the playoffs this year for the first time, or found themselves in the playoffs for the first time.
Slowly making progress every year they've been in the league.
Face-off sent long. Scott Pollock will chase it down. No icing because Bowling Green has the man advantage. Scott Pollock starts up ice. 1:47 on the penalties. Get it back to Pollock at his own blue line. Those passes seem to be just behind the man. Feed it over. Regan moving in. They got Randerson streaking toward the net. Just goes wide. Rebound bouncing around. It's a 4-on-3 situation. Regan goes behind. Regan still with it. Out on top. Natashak to Pollock. Pollock left point. Down low. Feed it back on top. Natashak a hard one into the pads. Pollock picks it up. Back to Natashak. Mike cranks it hard again. Not gloved away by the Flames Huskren. It's knocked up into the air. Colin Chin trying to pick it up. Colin Chin closing a brilliant college hockey career here tonight. Pollock sends it ahead to Randerson. Randerson backpedaling. 1 minute left to go in the penalties. We're on the fly. Natashak working it. Pulls up. Pollock now in position. Gets it from Regan. Pollock. He cranks one. Rebound. Back on top. Natashak waiting, shooting, scoring. Regan and Pollock getting us, Randerson and Pollock getting assists on the Natashak goal. It's Claggett moving up ice. Gets it back on the bounce. Move it around. 16 seconds. We'll be back to full strength for both teams. We're 4-on-4. Claggett starts it up ice to Flickle. Flickle. Headman's Rob Irvin. Tom Shirkey trying to move toward the net on it. Held in by Claggett. Get it to Tom. Shirkey waiting. Feeds in front. Score! Tom Shirkey's got an assist on Rob Irvin's 4th goal. And the reason, the note of excitement, and the fans are glad. Group of parents. We're under a minute, and the Falcons will definitely go to Joe Louis. It's sent long, and the cheer you hear is the announcement of Tom Shirkey's name. Back behind the Flames, trying to get it up ice. They'd like to poke one in to finish the season on somewhat of a happy note. Kruzic behind the net. Sends it long. 33 seconds left to play. Flames trying to hold it in. Set it off. Streaking in. Colin Chin throws in along the board. Far side.
Scott Blisma also out there. Colin Chin's goal, assisted by his 2 line mates who also have had very good years here, Rusinski and Stazak.
Face off. Set along the blue line. Falcons right now are sweating out the problem of having to face Michigan State in the semifinals if Ohio State doesn't keep things rolling. 8 seconds left. This one winding down. Rusinski sets it in front. Kruzic sits on it with 4 seconds left. Falcon fans will have to wait to move the clock down from 4. Face off.
Fans counting the clock down now.
It's 7-2 tonight. Face off. Drop, set it out on top. Cronin sets it down low. 1 second. And that's it. Falcons are on their way to Joe Louis. Bus will leave Thursday afternoon for Bowling Green, because they're going to play 2 games at the home of